Hi everyone, I'm Paras and I'm going to help you in calculating Cronbach alpha value, which is also called as test for internal consistency. It is not a statistical test, okay, but it will provide an evidence that the scale in the questionnaire is unidimensional and additional analysis can be performed. Okay, so simply, many of us carry out research in which we are supposed to study characteristics in population. Okay, so this can be done by asking questions in form of direct face-to-face interviews or with the help of questionnaires. Questionnaires like we float Google Forms to participants in such manner. Okay, so once we design a questionnaire, it is usually tested for its content. Then we collect data and then we finally analyze the data or the information which we have received from the questionnaire. And we skip here a most important step between data collection and analysis. Yeah. So it is important to test overall internal consistency, which is measured by help of Cronbach alpha. So researchers can do this calculation of alpha with very few or some clicks in statistical softwares like SPSS. However, these softwares or statistical softwares are costly, and these packages are costly and may not be accessible to everyone, and it is really not required for a student to perform a Cronbach alpha test by purchasing a statistical software. Okay, this can be done with the help of Excel as well, but in Excel the clicks are a little bit more as compared to that of SPSS, but on our software you can do it in very few steps. And both these softwares, Excel and R, are freely available in the market. So as now you can see my presentation, this is just one slide presentation on what actually is the Cronbach alpha test. So it is possible to use this alpha test when a person is performing a qualitative analysis. The only thing he needs to do is that his qualitative data needs to be converted into a quantitative data in terms of scale. Okay, because this test can be performed only on Likert scale data. Okay, which measures hidden variables. Hidden variables can be emotions of a person's, like employee morale, it can be like employee happiness, etc. Okay, which are very difficult to be recorded or measured in your real life. Yeah, so you on the right hand side you can see that there is a table. The minimum value of alpha is obviously your 0, and the highest is 1. Okay, so very high alpha value may mean that the items in the test are highly correlated, which means here the term item is your number of questions slash variables. Okay, so if your two questions are highly dependent on each other, if you change one question, then second question also changes, which means there is high correlation between the questions, then your alpha value will go high. Or maybe you are asking repetitive questions, same questions again and again, or your alpha may go low because you may not be asking enough questions. Okay, so here is the call of a researcher himself, whether the value after calculating alpha on Excel or R, if that value, is it really applicable for him for his research, whether to go ahead or to change questionnaire or to add new questions or to delete few questions. This is the call of the researcher himself. On the right hand bottom, you can see Excel formula. Okay, this formula has different terminologies, where k means that your number of questions slash variables. Okay, then you have SI, that is standard deviation of k terms. Okay, so if you have 12 questions, then you will have 12 standard deviations for each questions, for each responses from every participant. Okay, and then you have a ST terminology, which is standard deviation of the sum of the scores. Now all these terminologies you will understand when I teach you how to calculate it on Excel itself. Okay, so the R codes I'll also teach you. Just 4 codes and you get the alpha test value. So we'll have a look at it. Welcome back everyone. So this is the dataset which will be using for calculating Cronbach alpha value. In the first row, you can see different numbers marked as M1.1, M1.2, M1.3 up to K1.2. So these are total 22 questions slash variables, you can call. In the first column, you can see a P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. It goes till P65. So there are 65 participants who are answering my 22 questions on a 4-point Likert scale. So the highest points in the Likert scale is 4 and the lowest is 1. Okay, I've added a new column called as sum scores, where you're gonna add all the responses given by the participant 1 in this particular box. We'll give the formula called as sum. We select a range right from P1 M1.1 to P1 K1.2 and say hit enter. Okay, so this is the total sum of the responses given by participant 1, and I want this formula to be copy pasted to all other participants. So I'll just drag this formula until participant 65. Okay, now I also want standard deviation to be calculated for each and every question. Okay, each and every question I want a standard deviation to be calculated. What I'll do, I'll go at the bottom, I'll add one more row, and for the first question I will give a formula called as equal to stdev dot p, stdev dot p, and I'll give a range from P65 to P1. Okay, and I'll hit enter. So 0.75 is my standard deviation for question number 1. I want this to be done for each and every question, so I'll just copy paste my formula for other question as well. Okay, so now we also want a standard deviation, which is ST, of sum scores. So these are all our sum scores. And we want standard deviation for this column as well. So I will once again drag this formula and get a standard deviation for the sum scores. Okay, the next thing is that we calculate this formula. So we calculate the alpha value using the formula. So as we know, we have 22 total questions, so my k is equal to 22. We'll just calculate now. 22 divided by 22 minus 1. Okay, the answer for this term is 1.0476. So next term where we know calculate is about summation of squares of standard deviations of all the 22 questions. How gonna do this? The Excel formula is sum square. Okay, SUMSQ, in bracket you give the range right from question number 1 till question number 22. You can see here we have got 22 questions. Okay, do not select the last column. Okay, that is for ST. Now what we are doing is SI, and I'll hit enter. Okay, now we want to find out ST square. So it's really simple. You just click equal to, you click the last checkbox, standard deviation for of the sum scores, and you square this value. Okay, so now alpha value was automatically calculated because I've set the formula for, I've linked the formulas. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll calculate here at the side of this particular calculation. What I'll do is that is equal to terminology k upon k minus 1 into, I'll say in bracket 1 minus double bracket summation of SI square divided by ST square. Okay, and just close this first and then divide and then ST square. And I hit enter. 0.833, 0.883, sorry. So this is similar to what I've already linked the formula with. So this is the value. Please note down this value. We'll just cross check with the R software itself. Okay, so we'll also check now how can we calculate it on R software. So I'll just switch my Windows itself. Welcome everyone. I'm gonna help you to do a Cronbach alpha test on R now. So this is our the dashboard, or you can say the console of R Studio. You can type your code either on script or you can type your code on your console. Okay, the only difference is that in order to run your code on script, you have to select this particular code and then hit a run button. And if you have to run the code on console, after typing the code you can directly hit enter. Okay, I'll be directly typing my code on on the console itself. Okay, so it is very important to name your dataset. So my dataset, I'm going to give it a name like let's say paras equal to read.csv, and then I want to choose file. So file dot choose, and I'll hit enter. So now this particular software will open a library which you may not be able to see, and I'll choose my data set. You can see the dataset is loaded in the global environment here with 65 observations and 22 variables. This is the same dataset that we used for calculating alpha value on Excel. In order to check whether the dataset is correct or no, I'll use a string function str and then call my dataset by my name and hit enter. So M1.1, M1.2, yes, this is the same dataset which we used, and there again we have 65 observation and 22 variables. For the new users who haven't loaded library function or library tool called as PSY, you go in tools, install packages, and say under the packages you type PSY function or tool maybe, and then say install. Since I have already installed, I may not be doing this again. So after doing this, what you do is that you call that tool from your library by saying library and typing PSY and hit enter. Okay, so you have now tool loaded in your console for this particular test. Now directly type cronback and call your dataset, which is in this case, which is my name, Paris. Okay, and I'll hit enter. So now you the software has already quickly calculated the alpha value, which is 0.8828, which is very much similar to what we had calculated in our Excel itself. So this is very fast, quick, and simple to calculate it on R Studio in just 4 to 5 clicks as compared to multiple clicks on Excel itself. So now the advantages of both the softwares I've already mentioned. They are open source. Don't have to purchase them, and especially for students, this will be a very helpful. The course run here is very helpful for them. Okay, thank you.